Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
This is So I'm Watching Riverdale, Season 6, Episode 19.
Chapter 114, The Witches of Riverdale.
I'm honestly at a loss for words.
This show is crazy.
This was 2, if not 3 episodes worth of plot.
Sure.
And
why can't we have a Sabrina arc?
I'm exhausted. I had so many takes watching this. I wasn't taking notes. I kind of wish I was. So I'm just going to start rattling off things as I remember them, I think, as they went down.
Okay.
For starters, you were very preoccupied with the fact that 1 or 2 of them should also be dead. Veronica should be dead.
So, okay, I thought about it after the last episode that aired, and we also got a comment to the same effect, which is, if Jughead is dead from this curse, then also Veronica should be dead from this curse, because she's not Hiram's first child, but she is Hermione's first child. So she is technically still a firstborn.
And so I can't decide if I would have preferred them just ignore that. They bring it up, and it's part of Percival's plan because that just some of the firstborns didn't die, because then it would be too suspicious.
Then now they're thrown totally off the scent by a ghoulie and serpent war at the wedding of Fangs and Tony. I guess? I don't know. It seems ridiculous. And Alice is still towing the party line.
Well, because that's the other thing, is it's gradually Riverdale has turned into a city under a dome.
Sure.
So anytime it's the outside world keeping tabs on Riverdale, I'm we're so far beyond that.
That's not the outside world. That is a Riverdale only news segment.
No, I understand that, but they said it as if so other
Oh, I see.
So people outside wouldn't be what's going on over there in Riverdale? Sure. And I'm that train
has left the station. Sure, I get what you mean now.
So they bring in Sabrina for the first third. I thought she was just trolling them. It was
there was a lot. Well, first of all, it's lovely to see Kiernan Shipka. I also love her as Sabrina. She's doing the most. Yeah. I love it. But you are correct. It was there were a lot of well, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that.
She was in no rush. And she
no rush. No, they had 3 days only. She came at
Cheryl answers the door
she came at the 70-hour mark and then was dance party.
It was very, if you don't have the blood of virgin, store-bought is fine. She just hand waved so many things.
It was
they need a portal, and she's this doorway will do. It's an arch.
Looks amazing. Yes, portal. I'm getting portal from this doorway.
I just so she baptizes them all into the coven. That should have been an episode on its own.
I agree.
And I don't know why I keep falling for this, because I'm with you. I thought Kiernan Shipka was going to be on the show.
Okay, I will agree with that. This could easily have been a 3-episode arc for Kiernan Shipka's Sabrina, because in this one we get
but beyond that,
bringing the witches in.
I just thought she was going to be a series regular.
Yeah, also
in
just
season
hang
7.
out.
Yeah, and.
I don't know. Is Kiernan Shipka busy? I guess I don't know if she's busy.
She was acting like she was.
Ridiculous. I believe that Sabrina's busy. Is Kiernan Shipka busy? Yes, she's got 4 things in production right now. Okay, fine.
So they dance. They sign the Book of the Dead, all that. They decide that they have to go to the Sweet Hereafter. She's going to Sweet Hereafter to test to see if they can even bring someone back.
Yeah.
She goes brilliantly, beautifully in her first comic book appearance attire and all that. She sits down, explains it to Jughead, and I just
after she chooses him over Archie.
She did. Remember when they had superpowers? Which they still maybe do. And also, what's the second dog? Because Vegas was in Archie's heaven, so he's forgotten about the second dog in both realities.
Bingo.
Because Bingo, remember, he was in the explosion and broke all 4 of his legs?
I do now.
Is he just like dead in the backyard with 4 casts? Like,
No, he can't be dead. He can't be
who's
dead.
taking care of him?
Frank?
So
In between all of his menacing?
Regardless. So she goes, and I'm trying to remember. I had a talking point about heaven.
That it's like all 50s and nostalgic? That Jughead is a successful comic artist?
Okay. So obviously depicting heaven, period, is difficult, let alone depicting it in like a serial, like weekly television show, yada yada. You gotta use the set you've got. You just put a Gaussian blur over it. But I love that this heaven apparently came with no enlightenment. Like, they don't really know they're dead. They're not phased by it.
Well, they seem like half of them seem to really know they're dead and just be totally cool with that. And the other half seem to think they are not dead and that they have lived their entire life.
Like, Fangs was irate. Like,
oh yeah, Fangs was like, no, Cheryl, you tried to ruin our wedding just like you ruined Polly and Jason's wedding, and I don't believe 1 ounce of the bullshit you're coming in here with.
So then who is he talking about? Is there a version of Cheryl running around the sweet hereafter menacing them? Or is that his own implanted memory? And furthermore, is that Tony's memory of it? Because when Veronica shows up at Archie's, he's like, what are you doing? You live down the street. And she's like, a version of me. So do we have avatars in heaven filling in space?
I guess.
Until we get there?
Okay, that is my ideal form of heaven, if we're talking about it.
Just suburbia.
Not suburbia necessarily, but like when I die, I would like everyone who's not dead already to be there with me. Like the people that are close to me.
But seemingly Tabitha wasn't there, though. Because he was like, I hope you'll be here soon. It was... Well,
also, I guess, I mean, it could be one of those things like we were just talking about, like Valhalla, where, like, is there, like, maybe the version...
So Tabitha's arm is there?
No, but, like, the version of Cheryl, maybe a version of Cheryl did die in Sweetwater River. Like, maybe Archie didn't punch through the ice and save her. And so she is there in this heaven.
And so then who's on Earth?
The Cheryl that Archie did save.
So we have...
Like, it's a multiverse, is what I'm saying.
She's reaching. Because by that logic, so we have infinite lives. Every time we have a near-death experience, a version of us died. What happened if Cheryl had 2 near-death experiences? So there's 2 Cheryls in heaven and 1 on Earth?
Sure.
Regardless. Jughead...
I don't know. I didn't study philosophy.
Jughead said sorry, not sorry. So Tabitha comes back, or Sabrina comes back with Jughead, but it's Nick's scratch. It's like she made 2 things worse.
I'll tell you.
It's like, what's the opposite of 2 birds, 1 stone?
Okay, she also was looking at him like he hung the moon, and I love Cole Sprouse. It's a downgrade. And I also know Gavin Leatherwood is not busy because he's also not coming back for season 2 of The Sex Lives of College Girls. So why couldn't he show up?
And I do love that there was, I'm telling you, Sabrina was straight trolling them because she's like, she brings a version of Jughead back. Tabitha and Betty are in this room and she's like, I know that it's technically meant to be Nick's soul in Jughead's body, I guess.
Yeah.
But she, like, doesn't look to either of these 2 women. And it's just like, we're going on a date. Bye.
Also, this opens up huge, like, implications over consent.
Oh, she said he consented, though. It was off screen. Jughead he consented. He gave her permission. So we're not dealing with a Wonder Woman 84 situation.
I'm sorry, you cannot... Sabrina cannot fuck Jughead's body.
He said it was fine. It's Nick.
I don't think they went over every eventuality of what might happen.
I'm just saying, like, if I want to fuck Gavin Leatherwood, I'm not settling.
For Cole Sprouse. I agree. I love Cole Sprouse. I am not trying to be a shady bitch.
They went on a date. I forgot what they talked about. Doesn't really matter.
No.
The psychopomps were there. That was cute.
They talked about how like he can't stay. He's already on borrowed time. Like it was just to like say goodbye.
Oh yeah, so he made the deal that brought her back. So they're just not doing that deleted scene, from Sabrina, which is fine because I can't imagine that everyone saw that scene.
Like he sacrificed himself to bring her back to life. That's what she said at the beginning.
Yeah, I guess he loved her more than Jughead loves Tabitha because Jughead was like, she'll be fine. I'll wait.
Jughead literally was like, she'll be here eventually. And also,
I hope you're here soon, but not too soon.
Also, I don't want to like make too big a thing out of it, but like he was doing that thing where it's like you have a disability and so you'd rather be dead without your disability than alive with it. And I don't like the flavor of that at all. Because he was like, I can hear in the Sweet Hereafter. And I'm like,
I guess I would feel worse. I'd feel stronger about it if it amounted to anything. But him not hearing, it's like,
yeah,
if they hadn't brought it up, I wouldn't remember.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, you even said, you were like, is Archie super strong? Is Betty seeing or like, I don't know what
Betty has been wearing her sunglasses in like 3
Yeah,
episodes.
I don't know what it's going to really matter at what point.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like everybody 1 episode ago, all of these people who were dead were like gung-ho about fighting for the soul of the town. And now that they're dead and they've gotten their like perfect happy ending, they're like, oh darn, sucks for you. Like, I'm cool here though. It's like wild.
So they like, baby Anthony's there, but he's like fully grown.
Yeah.
And comes out, which I hate the optics of that too, that you still have to come out in heaven.
You still have to come out in heaven. And also, well, Tony and Fangs were the ones that didn't know they were in heaven.
So then he doesn't know he's in heaven either?
Well, he is one of those avatars because baby Anthony didn't die.
Sure,
He's still
correct.
Regardless, it's not even the fact about coming out. It's that somehow he was worried about it, even though both his parents are bisexual.
in heaven, well, he seemingly doesn't know that.
Why?
So in heaven,
he should know that.
You are unsure of
and then what on God's green earth?
Of the conditions of love.
What on God's green earth was the explanation for him for Cheryl almost ruining Tony and Fangs' wedding, if not the fact that they're bisexual?
So Fangs had to have made that up, I guess. I don't know.
Or was it a planted memory, like you said? I know, it's so bonkers.
I'm desperately trying to remember. Meanwhile, Kevin decides for like the 37th time, he like changes his mind.
If I hear the words New York
one more time
out of Casey Cott's mouth one more time this season, I'm gonna shoot someone.
Someone needs to phone Moose. He's sitting at a train stop.
Just at a bus stop,
waiting in the rain because he didn't pack an umbrella. Like,
God.
It's worse than not getting Moose back.
Also, so Betty was like, or Kevin was like, this is my punishment because I'm a firstborn. This is my punishment. And Betty is literally like, what's worse than falling victim to a biblical plague?
So then they have the audacity to show a friendship montage of Kevin remembering his friends and choosing his friends of maybe 3 scenes, every single one of which was from season 1.
Yeah, so that he basically is like, he's using it so that Percival can't mind warp him again. That's like a whole thing. And so he's like, you may as well just kill me now. And
But part of me was waiting for it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't decide what's making me angry. Like what, if what's happening now is making me angrier than if he had died in this
That's
episode.
what I mean. When I said about Moose, I'm just sort of like, this is worse than just never seeing him again.
Right.
Because he's there and you're still not doing anything.
You're still not using him.
And so if I would be so much angrier if this episode wasn't so weird and so packed to the gills with bullshit.
Sure, there's like that goes in because it ends up in the same spot at the end, but it's like that goes in the same category for me with this like fucking Reggie and his dad shit. I don't care about Reggie's dad. Reggie shouldn't care about Reggie's dad.
Reggie's dad is like, you shouldn't care about me. I'm totally fine with this.
He beat you your entire life into adulthood. Why do you care?
His dad is making the bed with himself in it. Like, It doesn't make any sense.
He's like, I'm a dead horse. Please stop beating me.
And then, so Reggie has a conscience, and it's a mannequin
like
or
a ventriloquist
dummy that doesn't move its mouth. I don't wish it did, because that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's a precedent, like the fact that it's a ventriloquist dummy that didn't move its mouth, don't make it a ventriloquist dummy. Just
make it a doll.
Or just have split screen Reggie, fucking Charles Melton. They could do it in I Dream of Jeannie. They can do it now. Yeah. Or even you were like, oh, sweet, Ross Butler. And nope,
that's what I thought.
It's like somehow stupider and worse, I guess. And then he has the audacity to not like they don't even acknowledge that it happened. Like when he was like, I've got a secret plan. I was literally expecting Charles Melton to be like,
I've got a doll.
But no, he has a
he has a
sword?
It's a dagger. We were sort of not paying attention when Percival took them out. They're like magic daggers. They seem important.
Okay.
And Reggie stole one. They had a name. I don't remember.
So Percival's going to have Reggie steal Kevin's heart and give it to his father. And
yeah, because Kevin betrayed Percival, so he has to die.
And so Reggie had a change of heart.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why.
At this point, and was trying to escape, and Percival caught them, and now there's going to be 3 executions.
Reggie and Kevin and Reggie's dad.
To which I was like, what the fuck does Reggie's dad have to do with any of this?
Also,
this is some Tale of Two Shitties bullshit.
Sheriff Keller is not.
No, that wasn't Sheriff Keller.
One of them was Sheriff Keller.
You going somewhere, son?
Kevin's dad?
Yes.
Martin Cummins was in this episode?
One of them was, I am like 90% sure.
Okay. You know who else was in this episode? Terrace Covey, Polly Cooper. I love that Cheryl spoke exclusively to Polly.
Yeah.
Her long lost love / older brother / twin brother /
soulmate.
Yeah, but what is the that starts off like the impetus of this entire show is there. Cheryl doesn't even wave hi.
No.
It was so weird.
It was hilarious. So funny. I don't understand. I also Cheryl has been on like remarkably good behavior. Yeah, Martin Cummins, Tom Keller.
Okay.
He looks rode hard and like in this season, and I think it's because like of the curse or whatever. But anyway,
remember when he was married to Sierra McCoy?
I sure fucking do. Where the hell is she? Did they get divorced too? She just like a housewife that doesn't deal with any of this? Regardless, what was I saying about Cheryl? She's been on pretty good behavior this season since we got Abigail out of her. But like, that was bad. She did a bad thing in this episode. That was bad. And I'm no longer as suspicious of Heather as I was because of what Cheryl did in this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. So Cheryl's a phoenix?
She has like the phoenix powers. It's part of what the pyrokinesis is doing.
And so basically, I love that we spent so much time with all of these people being like, no, I'm happy in heaven. I don't want to come back. And everyone's like, okay, that's fair, and leaves. And then Cheryl just burns them out of heaven anyways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just grab them by the ear and yank them out of there in the first place. Like,
well, and also,
it was all for nothing.
Sabrina, I thought we would get a hint of it in this episode. Sabrina was like, and like, maybe they'll have like a malignancy or they'll just like hate you forever once they get back.
Or they'll only be partially back.
Yeah, and no one seemed
we got 3 more episodes.
Affected
oh, God, remember what was fucking, was it Tommy, Harvey's older brother?
That was tough.
That was awful.
Well, I mean, Sabrina wasn't a certified necromancer at that point, so I don't know.
She is now.
Well, she also didn't do anything about it in this episode. So
Cheryl brought everyone back from the lobby of the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
It was very...
Yeah.
Because you were like, who is that child? And you're like, oh, Dagwood.
Oh, Dagwood, yeah.
So everyone's back and happy about it. Archie and Betty had a scene. What was it? They just talked about how his version of heaven was her. His hair is still longer. I love it because I love long hair on guys, but it's that awkward in-between phase where he kind of looks like Sharon Osbourne.
Sure.
It's,
Yeah, I see.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like, it feels manipulative being like, my heaven is you and babies that you birthed for me. But, okay.
And my first dog.
And my OG dog, not this janky one
As
I brought
he's pushing
back.
it off the couch.
Not this janky one I brought back from war.
I just remembered that episode. Where the guy died and Archie just remembered it as a dog.
Yep.
And we were like, oh, God. Maybe I'll listen to that on my way out to my parents' house.
Do it.
I feel like we're even still somehow missing.
I feel like there's still so much. Oh, Percival really bitchily comes to the like funeral that they're having at the beginning
That they stage.
to be like, so sorry for your loss, I guess. And then he just like slams lilies down on one of the headstones, which they got so fast. Headstones take a while. Just saying.
They probably have those on retainer.
It's just like when you're born in Riverdale, you just get your headstone.
Well, Jughead has his hearing back,
Yeah.
but can also read minds, and they did not put a separate audio effect on her thoughts, so it was very confusing. It just sounded like Erin was talking without her mouth moving.
Yeah.
Like an editing mistake. I hated it.
Oh, Tabitha talked to Veronica and told her, this is bad news. You don't...
It almost makes me not like Tabitha. Like,
what the hell? She's like, well, I shouldn't...
I'll go ahead.
She's like, I shouldn't be telling you this, but like, yeah, Archie and Betty are endgame, like in a lot of the timelines. And she was like, but in an almost equal number of timelines, you and Archie are endgame. And I'm
Which
like...
also, what a weird way to phrase that.
Well, it's like a fan way to talk.
But no.
It's for all the Gen Zs who are not watching this show.
No.
That's who they're writing for. They're writing for Gen Z, and Gen Z doesn't watch the show. It's exclusively millennials
elder
like
millennials.
us.
No, but for her to for Veronica to ask last week where it was motivated and prompted, and she could have just been like, it's Doss-up, but for her to be like almost exclusively them, except for a near equal amount of time, and it's like, wait, what?
Then it's not exclusive in any direction.
It's not.
And then she's had the nerve to try to spin it like your romantic destiny is your own. And I'm like, except for now that Veronica knows, she's going to try to go after Archie. And I don't want that because
we've liked Veronica so much.
And also Veronica and Betty are friends. I don't want, I mean, they've already sowed the seeds of discontent with Betty and Archie because Betty doesn't want kids and she probably doesn't want to get married. So so Veronica's gonna get married and have kids? I don't know. I don't buy it.
Well, and also Betty's maybe sleeping with Sabrina.
What the fuck was that look that they shared?
Do you have your own broom or do you want to ride with me?
What does that mean?
What was that?
This big lesbian energy Betty has had this BDE this entire
And Sabrina
season.
was like, wink.
Never on a Sunday.
Ridiculous.
That's what I remember. I guess.
Well, I didn't actually go there. Cheryl has brought back Polly and
Jason. And Nana Rose.
Nana Rose was fine because she died in this thing.
Yeah. But she's also manifested a child because Polly and Jason had a heaven child that there's no human
equivalent for.
Yeah.
Oh, also baby Anthony is immortal.
So rip heaven he's probably just there marrying his
the twist.
ghoulie. Tommy Twist?
Tommy Twist, yeah. And Tabitha is the guardian angel of Riverdale.
I
mean, I guess, but shouldn't it be Archie?
That's not how angels work. Although Raphael is so, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't. He was there. He talked to her. I
Yeah.
don't.
That's how she found out baby Anthony was immortal,
I don't know.
which is why he didn't die in the firstborn thing.
It was so insane that I like.
And then Sabrina was just like, later. She just fucking left.
We got 3 more. We'll be back.
And I think they're all in a row now, so the
Yeah.
next 3 weeks we'll be here with it.
We will ride this train straight to hell.
Straight to
So,
it. Yeah.
Okay, bye.